Good morning. In art today, we're going to do a paper quilling project. I have my friend Miss Buffong here, and she is going to show us how we roll and fold and glue our strips of paper to make these goldfish. Miss Buffong, would you please show everybody how we're going to make the body of the orange goldfish? What I'd like for you to see is that she's going to roll her paper up into a cylinder shape. So it has the 3D shape of a cylinder. We're just very gently rolling. We're not squeezing. We're not making any folds in the paper yet, but that is going to be the next step. After Miss Buffong rolls her orange paper up into a cylinder form, she is going to release that tightly rolled piece of paper. And just like when you let go of a spring and it has force and it changes its size, that tight roll of paper gets a little bigger and a little bigger. And then she squeezes one end of it to make a fold. You'll see it has a shape kind of like a teardrop. It's pointed on one end, it's rounded on the other end. When she made that squeeze, when she folded, it bent all of the pieces of paper just on one end. Now she's going to use a glue stick, and she's going to apply a little bit of the glue stick to the opened up part of the paper, and she is going to glue it to the rolled section of paper next to it. When we're ready to put our goldfish down on the blue paper, we're going to use the liquid glue. So she has used glue stick to attach that rolled orange paper back to itself. Before we get out the liquid glue, we're going to go ahead and make the yellow fins for this goldfish. So she's going to do the same thing with the thin strip of yellow paper. She's going to tightly roll it up into a cylinder shape. And once she rolls it into the cylinder shape, we'll just let go and let some space come back in between the rolls. And then we need to bend it in one place to make a teardrop shape for the fins of our fish. We're going to make 2 of these for the tail, and we're going to make 2 of these for the fins. One on top of its head and one on the bottom of its head. So notice she let that cylinder open. She squeezed just one end of it to create the teardrop form, and now is gluing that teardrop. She glued that piece onto the roll. So we need a couple of more of these. So start by just gently rolling. You might have to fold the first couple of parts of it and then gently rolling that strip of paper into a cylinder. Once you wrap it into a tight cylinder, you're going to release the tension a little bit and let it unroll, and then squeeze one end to make a fold and a teardrop shape. Use the glue stick and just glue that fold back onto itself. So we're going to roll all of our pieces first and go ahead and build our sculpture of our fish. And then we're going to use white glue to attach it to our paper and attach the eyes and also bubbles if you would like to do some bubbles. Now that Miss Buffong has created all the parts of her sculpture, she's going to start to arrange it and build it. And to attach it to our blue paper, the background paper, we're going to need some liquid glue. So we want to go very thin with the application of the white glue. And once you set it down on the paper, you might need to wiggle it around a little bit so we get glue on as many parts of that paper as we can. Now every student has already written their name on the back side of that paper, so we know who each sculpture will belong to. So Ms. Buffong is also applying some glue onto the fins. That's going to be glued to the orange body of the fish. So we'll do one on the bottom of the body of the fish and one on the top of the body of the fish. Since we're using liquid glue to put the parts of the fish together, you can still move it around while that glue is wet. So you might need to reposition the fins or reposition the body. And once you have it arranged like you like, the last thing you're going to add to it is an eye in the middle of the body. Goldfish have very large eyes. We're exaggerating a little bit and making it somewhat larger. And so here is your eye, Miss Buffon, to do the last part of the fish sculpture. Now, if you have time today, you may make more than one fish. So you may have 2 or 3 fish on your card. That looks beautiful. Fantastic. I can't wait to see how yours turns out.